Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Marcella's World. So, you guys, we are on chapter 11, okay? And today we are talking about childhood trauma and codependency, okay? Now, I am not an expert, okay? And I don't know if you guys have come to this understanding or not, because I don't think that I have mentioned it. I am not licensed. I am what I call God's guinea pig. He has sent me through so many different situations and so many different scenarios that just so happen I'm able to use my own personal experiences to come here and help you guys because I've been there, done that. You know what? I have been taught what school can't teach you, what it is when you're in it. Okay. So I come to you guys with a sense of empathy, and I'm coming to you guys with a sense of understanding of these topics so that we can, sort through them together. Okay. So we are talking about childhood trauma. Now, as I said, I am not coming to you guys as somebody who has not been there. I have been through all different kinds of childhood trauma. Both of my parents weren't in my life. Like, I grew up in the 80s where you get cracked in the head first and you get the lesson later. Okay? I have been through all types of anything with abandonment or abuse in front or the back of the word. Okay? I've been through all types of stuff. I have been there. I know what it feels like. And my mission is to help people who've been through the same thing that I have. And I am here with you, a person that has been through very little therapy, although I have been through therapy. But a lot of the healing that I did, my journey calls for me to do a lot of self evaluation and a lot of self healing, which can be kind of lonely sometimes because you are dealing with all of this stuff internally and you processing it on your own. But you know what? As we move forward in the chapters, we will talk about more about self discovery and, low self esteem, that type of thing. And we will sort through those avenues. But as of right now, we are walking into codependency and childhood trauma. So, the first thing that we are going to discuss is discovery and acknowledging what the trauma is. Okay. So, what that means is in order for us to heal, we have to know what we're healing. That's just like going to the doctor and the doctor being like, okay, so why are you here? And you like, I don't know, fix something, fix it, please. You don't know what you need to fix. So if you discover what the trauma is, then you know what to kind of laser focus in. If you're going to therapy, you know what to go to the therapist about and let the therapist know, like, look, I've been through this, that, and the third. I'm working on trying to improve these areas of my life. And then the therapist has something to build off of, unless you got a therapist that has time to just pull it out of you. You get what I'm saying? But I got so much childhood trauma, he would have been picking for days, okay, or weeks or months or whatever. So a lot of my stuff was dealt with over the years internally, okay. Now, so yeah, you have to really hone in on what the issue is. What is the problem? What did you go through? How did it make you feel? What do you feel about it now? Another thing that definitely has helped me is doing shadow work. If you don't know what shadow work is, if you look it up on YouTube, it will definitely give you some insight on what shadow work is. I learned about shadow work from the R&B artist Mario. Mario was talking about shadow work, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he had an album about shadow work. and I started doing it, and it really, really does help you to kind of dig deep in to what the situation that you're going through, how it's impacted by things that have happened in your past. And I do that, regularly. So yeah, shadow work is definitely something that you should look into. Um, Another thing is, everyone has a hole somewhere within them. And when I say a hole, I mean there's an area of you that is wounded, that you need to fill that hole with something because you feel incomplete. Now, mind you, that hole could be you're not used to having love and validation. You're not used to having attention. You're not used to being accepted by people. So your hole is the need to be accepted, the need to be validated, the need to feel loved. So what you want to do is, that hole feels so empty and hurtful when it's not plugged up, because everything wants to be whole. So what you do is, so you can feel better and don't feel the pain from that hole, you fill it with something. And when I say fill it with something, you either fill it with a thing or a person. And what the thing would be, you could be filling it with drugs, alcohol, you could anything. You could fill it with eating, you could fill it with working out, anything to make yourself feel complete. But when you fill it with a person, more than likely it will show up that that person seems to give you that thing. Okay, so let's just say you get with a person and they show you love and affection and validation that you never thought that you would ever get from anybody. And when I say your hole is plugged to capacity, you just like, oh my God, I love him so much. And then what ends up happening is, unfortunately, the more you have it, the more you want it. And it's sometimes the other person can feel overwhelmed by the pressure that you put on them to show you that thing. Okay. And then that person starts to pull away from you because they have this like ridiculous amount of pressure on them to be something that they didn't really sign up for. Okay. And then what ends up happening is you start to feel this like fear, shock, that like, because the hole is exposed, they just pulled the plug out and now it's exposed, and now you're trying to figure out, well, how do I get that feeling back? So then you start to like grab at them, like no, please, I need, like, you're not even saying I need you to plug my hole back up, which sounds a little weird, but I need you to re make me whole again. You get what I'm saying? And relationships that are built on that type of codependency usually don't work out well, because especially if both people are codependent on each other, it can be very toxic. But if you are with a healed person, or a person that does not have as many codependency issues themselves, if you are putting that pressure on them and putting that that on them to feel that, then most of the time you can kind of push them away. You get what I'm saying? So it's the only way that you can keep this type of thing from happening, it is so important for you to acknowledge what the hole is and you heal the hole yourself. Because if someone has the key to lock and unlock you, oh, you getting on my nerves today, you making me mad today, I'm done. And that love and validation that they was giving you, now they're using it as a weapon against you. And now you're getting jerked in and out of place by this person that may not have the best intentions for you, or may not really realize or understand what impact that it's having to jerk you in and out of fight or flight. because you are so dependent, codependent on this person that it's easy for them to do whatever they want. They kind of run the show. You really have no control. If you don't stay in line, up, okay, you're not doing what I like. I'm not talking to you today. I'm not going to be nice to you today. I'm not going to show you love. Oh, you getting on my nerves? Okay, fine. So when you heal, you empower yourself to not depend on somebody to fill that hole for you. You're already whole. And when they start to do that type of stuff, you start to look at them like, I see what this is. Okay. I see where you coming from. Oh, you trying to, no, we're not doing that. But the only way that that's possible is for you to be whole so you can see clearly, because it gets real jaded and real off when somebody got the key to your lock. And I hope that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense. Let me see. Okay, so codependency is definitely, it goes into what I just said, a false sense of security. You feel like as long as that person is, is close and they're within reach and you can, and they're giving you everything that you need, that everything is okay. But again, it goes back to all they have to do is separate themselves, and now you're on a downward spiral. And it literally is a downward spiral. I'm speaking from experience that it has been times you talking about you're so petrified that you're going to lose the person. You texting them over and over again. You can't get them off your mind. It is hard. And when you being jerked in and out of that space, it can cause a lot of physical, mental, and emotional damage to your body, because now when that person takes themselves out of the equation, now you are filling that space with something else. Eating, drugs, TV, whatever it is. Whatever it is, you filling it back up. And anytime you do anything in excess, it's going to show after a while. And it's all because you are depending on the wrong source. It's important a lot of times from the spiritual aspect. Sometimes God will tell you, if you do not depend on me, and if you do not use me for your source and you use something else, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna let you do it, and we're gonna see how far that gets you. So yes, I hope that my insight on this topic was helpful. If you guys have any insight or any thoughts on this topic, please leave it down in the comment section below so we can share with each other. And if you guys have any other ideas or any thoughts on other future topics, then please leave that down in the comment section below. Please make sure that you like this video and subscribe to this channel. And thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you for everyone who has been commenting and subscribing and sharing the videos. You guys, I'm so appreciative for you. And I am thankful for the growth that we have experienced during this whole process. I am so grateful for you guys. So thank you. And until next time. Bye.